Hi, good morning, everyone.
Hi everyone. Um, I'll quickly introduce myself. My name is Anshkumar Pathak. I'm a software developer at Orient Consulting, and I have some experience in full stack development and AI-powered solutioning. So, this is an introduction session for uh, the later sessions where we'll be learning AI and machine learning so that you have an understanding what is going on in the world of AI and machine learning. Some of you may know it, some of you may not. So this first session is just a quick introduction. So quickly, I just want to know, anyone around you does know what exactly AI is and any real world case scenarios where you have seen the use case of AI. Anyone in the meeting? You just want to, tell me.
So, for this session, you can unmute yourself and speak.
Am I audible?
Yeah,
Yes,
sir.
yes.
Hi.
Hello, sir. My name's Atharv. So I'm currently in the 12th grade. And since you're asking about AI is
Mm-hmm.
basically the ability of any machine to mimic
Mm-hmm.
human intelligence, such as, for example, if I give AI to classify between an orange and an apple, like
Mm-hmm.
any human would, they would first
Mm-hmm.
analyze the color, the shape, and then
Mm-hmm.
either the smell. But since
Mm-hmm.
AI is not having the ability to smell, it will differentiate on the basis of the color and the shape of the object.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, that's a
the
very
Sir,
good understanding. Yeah,
sir,
nice.
can I also speak?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah. So AI is a machine that
Mm-hmm.
mimics human intelligence
Mm-hmm.
and solves the problems that usually humans need a lot of time to work on and solve them,
Mm-hmm.
like building websites and writing articles, essays, and
Okay,
generating images. Actually, that is generative AI,
okay,
and it consists of machine learning and supervised learning and unsupervised learning.
okay. So, do you exactly know what exactly machine learning, supervised learning, or unsupervised learning by any chance means?
Yes, sir.
What does it mean then?
So first, supervised learning means that a AI model is tested and trained under a
Mm-hmm.
software engineer and or a person or an
Mm-hmm.
organization,
Mm-hmm.
and it expects the AI or set specific conditions about a result that it should make from
Okay,
the data or the question.
okay.
And in the unsupervised learning,
Mm-hmm.
it is opposite. There is no condition of how the result should be. So,
Okay.
and it has an advantage that it could understand and make new patterns that humans can't see.
Wonderful, wonderful, Theaj.
And
I guess you have a
M
very good
and
understanding.
and ML means machine learning that
Mm-hmm.
makes machines uh, able able them to understand the work and the coding they have been
Okay.
programmed from.
Understood. Totally understood.
Sir, can I
Uh,
speak?
sure, Dash.
Sir, basically, AI, artificial intelligence, was invented by John McCarthy in year
Mhm.
1975.
Well, sorry to
With
interrupt, Dash.
artificial
I'm
intelligence is when we empower the machines to perform
okay.
tasks which earlier required human intelligence.
Okay. So now, two, three people have already spoken about it. I get a pretty good understanding that you have uh, some knowledge that what AI is, and because it's in the news and it's in our real life so much. But what's the core understanding how AI is actually working, or what's the basic principle fundamental that AI is being developed on? Can anybody tell that? Not
Sir,
any
can I
bookish
tell?
Sir,
definition
Sir,
sir,
can I
can
or
I
tell?
any.
sir,
Okay, yes.
Sir,
Sir, neural networks. Neural networks.
sir,
No, it's not neural networks. Neural networks is a concept. Um,
sir,
So
that
AI in simple
Sir,
words
may I tell?
is a computer technology that is designed to simulate human thinking, understanding,
I get it. I get it. But
learning.
sir,
what
sir,
that's okay. So
Sir, may am I
there is a
audible?
sir,
technique.
I can tell.
Algorithm.
Sir,
Okay, so there is a technical definition to AI that it
sir,
mimics human intelligence
AI,
in similar ways, like yeah, humans see things and understand them, but it does not have its own intelligence, right? But what's the basic principle that AI is being developed on? I want to know that.
sir,
Sir, am I audible?
the basic principle is that it uses three types of data, uh, computer vision and statistical data, and
No, Dheeraj, you're going off.
Sir,
I
may I
mean,
tell?
okay,
it is
give it a
first
shot.
trained with training data, and then it is before deployment the AI
No,
it is tested.
I'm not asking how is it trained,
Can
and
I tell?
I'm just asking a very basic question that what is the core principle that it
Sir,
works on?
sir, can I tell?
AI
Okay.
ethics.
Okay, it's getting a bit clustered. So I'll just pick one by one, and when I want to speak, the person can speak, and then we'll move forward. Okay. So where can I see all the raised hands by any chance? Just give me a second. Yeah, speak. Who was speaking? Dheeraj, who
Yes,
was speaking?
yes, sir.
Who was speaking the last
Sir,
time?
I was speaking
Sure.
last.
So I want the core principle that AI works on. I
Okay,
want
sir.
to give you an
Sir,
understanding regarding that. Yeah.
sir, can you get me the context because I am also very clustered in my mind that I want to say. You
Sir,
can
So
just give me a little hint of context that
okay.
you
So
want to
what
find.
I am
sir,
currently
it
asking
works on the
is
core principle of AI pattern recognition and
yes,
prediction through data.
Vardhan is absolutely right.
Sir,
The
basically,
core principle. Okay. So now I'll speak for a bit and try to understand, need to understand what exactly pattern recognition and what's the core principle is. So pattern recognition is the correct answer, which means that AI in the real world that we are currently using is mostly trained on pattern recognition at a very large scale. What is pattern recognition is basically, for example, you train a dog to certain skills, like if you give your hand out, then it also gives its hand out, and you can make it do multiple things, tricks. So once the dog is trained to do those things, then it can perform again as well, right? So basically doing that with training data, testing data, and multiple uh, types of data, images, videos, texts. That is what pattern recognition is. Like when you are a child, you get to know that you learn a particular language like English or Hindi, and later on in your life, you develop your intelligence and learn to make words, make sense out of them, and then learn grammar on it, and learn to write essays. But just trying to mimic that part uh, in by machines is what AI is doing. Like it has been put through millions and billions of articles and textual data and books so that it knows how English has been written and how the grammar is being displayed. So it can then generate and predict the next word or the next sentence in real time. That is what pattern recognition in basic sense is. So if you train long enough with huge amount of data, the more accurate will it get. And pattern recognition is the basic core principle in which a lot of human tasks as well works. Like when I started working as a job, I didn't know how to do certain amount of things. But over a period of time, I got to know that yeah, this thing is done like this other thing is done like that. So within few months, I was able to pick up things in a better way. Similarly, training data works for computers as well. You can train the data, you can give the training data as images, videos, like I said. So that is what the core principle of AI that exists in today's world, right? and the basic interferences, the chatbot LLMs that we currently use, like ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini, for example. And the personalized, like sometimes we have also seen that while you're chatting, the keyword predicts the next word that you want to type. That's because over a lot of typing experiences that the model within the phone is being noticed, then that data is being used by the internal models or the Google servers to train that particular instance within your phone to your personalized data so that it can predict that after this word, you will maybe type this word. AI can be incorrect most of the times as well, but it has a tendency to generate the next most plausible outcome. That is what all the chatbots and all the LLMs does. All right, it's nothing more than that. LLM means a large language model, which means it's been trained on a large amount of language data. All the books available on the internet, all the research papers, it knows what's the most plausible, correct thing that can occur after this. That's why it gives them more not good. Any questions regarding this?
So
Anyone?
doesn't the capability of data matters?
The capability of data, the type of data, what data is being put, everything matters. Like if so, I'll give you one short example. In college, I prepared a capstone project. When you go to college, you also have a specific project that you have to complete. So that project, at that point of time, the ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini were not so public. ChatGPT launched when I was in third, fourth year. So, so that project was basically had a lot of data regarding some paragraphs, and each paragraph was a description of a single person explaining his or her mental health issue. Like, I'm facing this kind of mental health, and also explaining that this is the reason behind it. So my task was to prepare and train a particular model so that whenever a new description comes for recognition, it can recognize that this person is facing this particular issue and this is the particular reason behind it. So I had a lot of training data, and it had to be made sure that the training data is very specific and very normalized, and no junk data is being put, because the more junk data you put, the uh, less accurate the model will be, the less accurate the training will be. So the data really, really matters. And there's a whole process technically that is being followed behind to make sure that structured and normalized data is being put through models so that uh, very less effort is required and very more accuracy is provided by the model later. So, good.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions?
Sir,
Sir,
if
am I
we
audible?
train it using incomplete data, then will it
Mhm.
still be able to predict?
It will be able to predict, right? But it's very simple. Like if you teach um, someone who's a toddler some bad things, right? So he or she will be able to speak, but whatever he or she will speak, that's not necessary that will come out good. Okay, does it make sense?
Sir,
Yeah,
thank you.
if you tell the model that this is right and this is wrong, uh, and but the data you provide is very unclear, so it will get confused and hallucinate, right? Not trying to be able to make the correct choice and predict the wrong thing. That will happen, but that's why the quality of training data really matters a lot.
Sir, what if we don't train the AI with data at all? We can make it train itself by reinforcement learning, where it
Huh.
will know the
That's
right
that's
and wrong
that's
at.
a very specific. It's a very specific thing. Like reinforcement learning is basically training your model to your personal use case. Like I want the model to specifically perform well in this specific use case and in this specific business use case, and only the problems I am facing. May not be necessary that you are facing those problems in your day-to-day life. So I want to train that model specific to my context. So I'll have to create my own personal records and training data for that, right? That's a very manual work. It's a very time-taking work as well. That's why big companies are fighting over data at this point of time. We know Google has a lot of data, but even they, hamper the data uh, from ChatGPT or sorry, from OpenAI or Anthropic so that they can, you know, somehow hamper their progress in training their models because data is so important.
So therefore, we require huge amounts of data to increase the accuracy of AI.
Yes, yes, yes. So you've heard right, these many billion parameters, these many trillion parameters, tokens, some words like here and there. Do you know what that means by any chance?
No, sir.
Yes, sir. I know when we use an AI model, so after some time the tokens get finished.
Uh, Tokens are basically it's like a currency. So uh, a lot of so whatever the training model or whatever the model is, we can feed a lot of data. But to train that model, it requires compute, right? It's very costly, and these companies are running large number of data centers and servers just to complete the compute and make these models work properly. So tokens are basically a currency. So the amount of data you are sending as a question that will be converted into a uh, specific vector. I'll explain it in the later session what a vector means and how it performs in later halves. But that will be converted into a small chunk. That chunk is called token. Behind the scene, that token gets converted into some mathematical conversion, which then is again it's a lot more technical if I go into it. But
Yeah.
on a hierarchical perspective, it's a small bit of token. Token is just a small chunk which goes from the input and all the output that comes out.
So I just wanted to ask, what type of training data will we use to train an agentic AI model? Like, for example, building Claude and ChatGPT also, we would have required some uh, training data and testing data. So what kind of data do these people use, and what kind of learning do they use? Like, do they use reinforcement learning, or do they use artificial neural networks?
So have you tried ChatGPT or Claude yourself, right? You have tried Athav? Athav, right?
Yes, sir. I have tried.
Okay. What have you used it for? Let me know.
Uh, I've used it to learn more about coding and building my own apps like Codex and Cloud Code. So I've tried to use those also.
Mhm. What else? What else is the
And
use
then
case that you have used for?
general AI stuff. For example, if I'm not able to understand a question, then I ask that. If I'm trying to figure out something, I'm trying to build like a roadmap, or example, I'm trying to change some of my routine or build a routine, then I use AI for that. Basically, everyday
So
stuff.
what do you think? What do you think? Like if you ask an AI question um, about a topic that you're not aware of and we wanted to explain it to you. So how do you think that AI is able to give you a better reply? Or how does it reply to you at all?
It does, but like sometimes it's also incorrect if I say.
It can be totally incorrect because AI has a tendency to hallucinate a lot as well. In my use case, as well, I'm actually building applications on top of AI using AI as a core part of it. And it does really hallucinate a lot of times as well. But there are guardrails that can be put on it so that it performs in a specific set of instructions only. So, like if you ask me a specific question about the topic that you're unaware of, so the AI is able to reply only because it in the backend has been trained on that data. Like if something absolutely new occurs, which it has not encountered yet, it will give a wrong reply or an incorrect or incomplete reply. You get what I'm trying to say?
Okay. And the
So,
processing that they use, is that artificial neural networks? Because they have to like think and bring out an answer, or do they use reinforcement learning?
so for specific use cases, reinforcement learning is very helpful, right? So, like if I want my model to work better in coding, for example, Claude does write a better code. So I will have to train that model with more code that is readily available to me. But ChatGPT, right, prompts better. ChatGPT gives you a better description of some certain things. That can be done because for those certain things, ChatGPT may have been reinforced to do things better than Claude. So each individual model has a personality trait of itself as well. Right? I'm not talking about like a conscious trait, but a personality trait. Like this model will be better at this, the other model will be better at that. It all depends on the data and the type of training data that is being used. There is a certain amount of data that is common across all the models. That's the readily available data on the internet. But over that, individual companies have used their own intelligence and their own ideologies to evaluate that LLM as per their needs.
Okay.
As you said that AI has their own personalities or traits, like
Mhm.
they attain these traits by what amount of data that is being provided to them. So won't it cause
Mhm.
some biasness or what shall I say, like
It does, it does, it does. So there has been countless amount of reports stating that actually Trump uh, only said it that Anthropic's Claude sometimes is very apolitical and sometimes blames the Trump's government for the current actions because that is the thinking process of their model because that may be the way they wanted the model to be trained like. And there are actual physiotherapists and psychologists that has been, sorry, psychologists that were those were being called and used, to give certain ideologies and certain thinking patterns to these models. That's actually true. Anthropic used uh, a lot of therapists, just to give it a certain set of instructions. So yeah, they have a certain way of performing things and tasks as per the training data, and it all depends on the training data. If the training data is bad, you can misuse the model as well. If you if you train the model in doing malicious stuff, then that model can predict malicious stuff as well. Any other questions?
Sir,
None?
how difficult would it be to create an AI model which is fully functioning?
Which is fully functional. Uh, Please elaborate what exactly are you trying to ask. It's
So,
a
for
bit vague
example, like
question.
it can check videos or photos and make its thesis appropriately.
Mm,
Sir, it's quite easy to make a model like that. We can just
So,
integrate a simple API, like use Gemma by Google.
so that's a pre-built model that you're using. You're not training that model. It's fixed. So whatever the instance of model that is online or readily available, which you can download and take things in your own hands, has a
So
limited.
train a model, wouldn't you need a database and with parameters and everything for that?
Yeah. There are a lot of things that goes in training a model. It's not that
But
easy.
if you're using a database or a parameter database to train something, there are always specific databases. So wouldn't you need many databases for each specific parameter to teach the AI about different things that, as he has said, because he needs a general purpose AI.
Mm,
Yes, sir.
So one by one, let's handle what you're trying to say. So uh, two things happen. So mostly the database that are being used by to train an AI model are vector databases because each individual uh, token that I just mentioned later on converts into a vector representation mathematically, which is then being saved into a system, and on that the training happens. And vector is just a mathematical representation in 3D graph. That's it. That's the basic idea of vectors, and you must have also learned in physics what a vector is, if I'm not wrong, right?
yes,
So
sir.
no, yeah. So that's the mathematical representation each thing gets converted into. It may be a photo, it may be a video. Everything down gets converted, gets tokenized, and gets converted into vectors and embeddings. So that is how they are stored, and These are specific databases called vector databases that are being used to store those data points, and then training and testing happens on that data. So, for example, if it's a very simple example where, like, on my screen, I can just show as well. Just a second. So, this is a very simple website of Google. You can easily just uh, upload images of class 1 or class 2 and class 3 specifically, like uh, just upload an image, multiple images of cats and a third animal, class 3, and then you train the specific model on those images, and then upload a brand new image, mask it. What is this? So it can easily classify. That's a classifier problem. It can easily classify that it's a class 1 image or a class 2 image or a class 3 image. That's a very basic, simple example. Which is online available, and you can just try it if you want. But to seriously train a data, you need a lot of testing, training and testing. So basically, it happens like for a large amount of database, you split it into 60-40 or 70-30. Like you use the 70% data that you have to train that data, train that model on that data, and then use the remaining 30% test your model on those particular data. You get it?
Sir, I couldn't get what token
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, I couldn't get what a token means.
So, yeah. So, who asked that question? What a token means?
Sir, I did.
Okay. So, token, as I explained, like in current world case, use case, it acts like currency for LLMs, but mathematically and conceptually, token is the smallest chunk of AI, right? So, for example, in a real world scenario, I can explain like if you're reading a book, right? So each individual word in that book is a token. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So each individual word in that book is a token, and then like if there is a statement like my name is Ansh, my name is Ansh, four tokens means each individual word will act like a token, and these four words will be comprising four tokens. Different models can have their as per their weights and proportions. The distribution of token can be different, but on an understanding level perspective, my name is Ansh. It becomes four tokens. So then these tokens later on gets converted as a map into vectors, which then will be used for training the data.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So what else are the topics that you have to get an understanding in the world of AI, which maybe confuses you currently, and you don't understand uh, how the AI world is actually working? And so I want to ask you, because I created a PPT, thinking that you won't be knowing anything about AI, but obviously I know kids these days are very smart, so you all have understanding that how AI is been impacting each and everyone's life. So I want to know from your end as well that what are the things that you don't understand? One by one, please.
Okay.
Anyone?
Sir, sir,
Yeah, yeah.
algorithms are the fundamental principles of AI.
Look, the fundamental principle is pattern recognition only, I feel. I might be wrong, but in my
Sir,
opinion,
but pattern
like we have
recognition is like algorithm, right?
pattern, no, pattern recognition is the core concept. Algorithms are built over it, like to make pattern recognition uh, more easy or some like so that you can mathematically solve that pattern recognition. So, for example, the most basic problem in machine learning, uh, you learn if once you do engineering and you have a specific course of machine learning is classification problem. So classification problem in the very basic sense is that, for example, you have a line graph like this. So anything that's above the line is class A, and anything below the line is class B. So we use a particular algorithm that takes individual training points and classes them into class A and class B as per that algorithm. So whenever a new suspect comes in, so that algorithm is then used to classify that does it go in class A or does it go in class B? If it goes in class A, it classifies as a A class. If it goes in class B, then it's B class. So algorithms are used for that specific purpose, and can be, there are multiple and types of algorithms that are being used, but all rely on the same basic uh, concept of pattern recognition, like human brain does in most of the things. So whatever you think by default requires pattern recognition to perform correctly, that can be done by AI very efficiently as well, like coding, writing. Of course, like human touch into every each and everything is really, really required. But whatever in the very core of it is pattern recognition for us as well, AI can do that very easily. You understand?
Sir, I learned from AI that it can be incorrect, and to be make it correct, he use human data. Like if we ask some question and it is incorrect, so we can tell that it should be like that. So it learn from it and make it much better from her.
Yeah. So whatever, like you will be all will be currently using the free version of this LLMs like Gemini or Claude. So whatever the interactions you are having, you're all helping them train their models. So yeah, taking your interactions as
So deep
inputs,
learning.
and yeah. So basically, uh, they're taking all those interactions to
Excuse me,
make.
sir. We can switch off the setting of improve the model in Claude and ChatGPT and Gemini, in all three of them.
Mhm. You can switch it off,
So
but by
the
default it's on, right? You can by default it's on. By default it's on, right?
by
And
default it's not,
or
but you can go into the settings and switch it off.
you can switch it off, but do you think that they're not taking your specific interactions, not training their own models, and they can easily do it? So
I think
there's
so.
this.
Claude is the best in terms of taking in being ethical of not taking the
Ah,
data.
I truly believe that, and I'm actually a big fan of the CEO of Anthropic as well, uh, because his stand on AI being very ethical and doing the right things is very important, because we also don't know what the future holds for us in this department. Right? When I was in fourth year, ChatGPT was not able to solve a mathematical problem, basic mathematical problem that was easily done. And currently, if I want, I can, basically just sit behind and watch Claude just write all of my code without any supervision. It can do it. So the learning graph and the improvement graph is really exponential. Learning happens and the improvement happens really, really fast. Although it requires a lot of compute, but it's really, really exponential. So like the intelligence
So,
that was 4 years behind is currently really, really high.
sir, how much data do you think is enough for an AI model to be perfect?
No AI model, in my opinion, can be really, really perfect. Okay, so but how much data? There is no quantification, to it, right? Yeah, what were you saying? Sorry,
Sir,
someone was saying. Yeah, yes, and speak up.
sir, can you elaborate by the term neural networks?
So, what understanding do you have of neural networks currently? I want to know. Just give me, very vague reply as well. Not to worry. Like, what do you understand by the name of neural networks? What will actually try to explain?
It take inputs from the user, then find patterns and give an output. By doing this process repetitively, it uh, uh, exponentially grows and improves the model itself.
Sir,
So
can I tell?
neural,
So,
Mhm.
so
So
neural
neural
networks
networks
is
basically take data and convert
Mhm.
them in numbers, numerical form. And
Vectors. Yeah. Continue. Sorry.
yes, sir. So
Mhm.
basically, it takes data and it converts it into numerical value. According to that
Mhm.
numerical value, the shade from white to black is decided. Like neural networks include dots. I cannot properly explain, but they include some circle-like structures, and the value which they take identifies the scale of their color. So neural networks basically have weights and biases which keeps tweaking and adjusting when new data or feedback is given. Because of that, it is trained and we can get appropriate answers.
Sir,
Sir,
may
could I explain?
emphasize more on that?
Sir, could I explain?
Explain.
Uh,
Explain.
uh,
Awake.
Our neural networks is inspired by our human brain. As a
Yeah,
human
correct.
brain, neurons, like if you know neurons, they
Mhm.
interconnect each other and they do
Mhm.
continuous processing. So, like if there's an input, then that
Mhm.
input goes to different nodes. And in that nodes,
Mhm.
there are programming algorithms that
Mhm.
dissect that input and try to find the possible outputs. And then
Mhm.
it has multiple layers in which the same data goes through and gets a proper output, and then it gives the proper output. This is the basic functioning of neural networks.
Okay. Yes. So you're absolutely correct. Neural networks comes from is the term is inspired by our brain, not exactly like a brain, but they try. So basically, AI is trying to mimic human brain as far as possible. The neural networks come from that, and each neuron, when combined individually, have the ability to store an understanding or a weight. The technical term is weight, uh, which means millions of tiny numbers and data being acquired to specific use cases, right? So, for example, before training, the weights are random, and hence the output is really bad. After training, the weights get tuned, and that this particular model,
There are billions
uh,
and billions of parameters which keeps tweaking and changing according to the
yeah,
data.
yeah, there are there are multiple parameters actually, which can be tweaked. Like for example, um, I'm pretty sure no one um, has tried Olama. So Olama is a specific platform where
Sir,
you
I
can.
have. Sir, I have
You have
tried.
tried? Okay,
Yes.
let's say we
Yes,
can
I
see.
have
Sir,
also.
Olama is a
Local
tool.
model.
Yes, sir. We
Yeah,
can
you
use
can
open source models.
open
We
source
can.
use open source models, and each model comes with their individual weights and parameters. You can tweak those parameters and weights, but the model which is being open source is already being tuned with the weights and parameters are set so that it behaves in a certain way. If you mess up those parameters or the weights, then the output can be really inconsistent. Similarly, like if someone has brain damage, like, so he or she cannot think properly, right? The basic day-to-day tasks become very difficult. So similarly, if the weights and parameters are uh, tweaked to a certain extent, then the model can misbehave and also cannot give structured outputs like it is being trained to do, right?
Hmm.
So, well, yeah,
Yes, sir.
yes, ma'am.
Sir, sir, कंप्यूटर न्यूरल नेटवर्क्स और कॉन्वोल्यूशनल न्यूरल नेटवर्क्स होते हैं वो सेम होते हैं.
Uh, actually, neural networks के बहुत सारे types होते हैं. There are multiple types. We'll go in that deeper. There will be special sessions. I'll tell you about neural networks and we'll go deeper. Today is just an introduction session. So I just want to know what else you all know and what else I can help you out and
Sir, what
get a
are
better
classes?
understanding. We'll
Domains of AI.
uh,
Sir, what are classes in training data?
classes in training data depends on the context actually. Like for example, uh, for training data where dogs and cats images are being used to use them to classify a problem, then the classes will be dogs and cats. It's very simple for that. But if the training data is for a multiple scenario and uh, for a huge amount of use cases, then individual classes can be really, really different.
Sir,
Sir, can you
are
please
there
give a
any
small
advantages?
definition of data science?
That's not what I'm asking, but I just want to know data science is a really different topic from AI, although it's linked to AI, but data science is the analysis of large amount of data points to, find out analytics and make uh,
Sir, it
logic and
refers
make
to
patterns.
the technique to derive, interpret a large
Inter
amount of
basically
data
in
to make it
interpreting a large
understand to
amount of
the
data,
AI model, to feed it
not
to the AI.
not not necessary to feed it to the model, but data science is also used in multiple other use cases as well. Okay, so yeah, training and
Sir,
feeding
does neural
feeding
networks work on the like concept of back propagation?
it does, and there are a lot of technical things. That actually, we are moving ahead. I'm just currently trying to assess what things and which makes confuses you correctly, because there will be a particular session where I'll go deep into neural networks as well. So don't worry about it, because it's a very vast topic and it's a very vast subject. 8 sessions are probably very less to get a very good technical as well as theoretical understanding of what actually AI and machine learning is. But
Excuse me,
this is
sir.
an introduction. This is an
Sir,
introduction.
can we
So
make an AI agent that do ethical hacking by himself,
by
by itself?
by itself, that's tough. So okay, we have uh,
But
picked up this
but
topic.
it,
So I just suggest anyone out of you, just let me know what an agent is. What is the actual definition of an agent is? What's the basic definition? Like, I don't know, for example, what an agent
Someone
means. You
that you
want to
can
explain to me?
delegate your work to, and it does its best to complete the task at your end.
What else?
Sir, and artificial intelligence, it's like a software or a system that uses artificial intelligence to make decisions, take actions, and achieve specific goals.
A
Uh,
non-living employee.
I won't say that. What else? Try someone else
It
also try.
be someone that like a machine that has been
Sorry.
delegated certain tasks and like certain permissions to like access stuff on your computer, so that the tasks such as creating Excel workbooks or even inputting data from someone else that requires a lot of human tasks but does not require possible intelligence, is that
Mhm.
an AI agent that can do all that time consuming tasks for you?
Agent
Uh,
is that automates human work, basically.
It is an software program that takes action to
so
achieve a
anyone tell
specific
me a
goal.
difference between a model and an agent.
A model is
Agent,
a chatbot which makes you and helps you to do the task, and an
Mhm.
agent is that does the task itself by observing the question and thinking and then executing the
Sir,
answer.
Okay.
AI and
So
AI agent
okay.
is a
Yes.
An
Complete.
AI
I'll tell you.
agent is a agent that uses artificial intelligence to pursue goals, complete tasks on behalf of users. They like show you like human intelligence, reasoning, planning, memory, and have a level of autonomy that they follow. That is called AI ethics, through which they answer.
Okay. So everyone
excuse
has told.
may I tell?
Okay, sure. But
An AI agent is an autonomous software system designed to perceive its environment, make decisions using
okay.
our
Stop.
reasoning.
Stop. 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 So at this point, all of you are just chat GPTing whatever I'm asking and just giving me replies. I
Sir,
just
I am not.
wanted to. Okay, no. Some of you are not. I can clearly make it out, but some I can clearly make out that too bookish. because I wanted the session to be real and raw. So, whatever your understanding is and whatever my understanding is, so that it gets easily exchanged. So, whatever the task, anything, anyone performing a task, uh, that is an agent. That's it. That's it. The agent can be programmed to do multiple tasks in a loop. Agent can be programmed and can be specified, like you have to do this task uh, again and again, and after doing that, you have to again recheck. But at the very back of it, it's running on a model. Like its understanding of the environment, of the context. It's all coming due to a model. So a model is being used. So every time an agent does some work, the model is being called, and the tokens are being used to take the help of that model to perform that specific task. So model is the core of agent as well, because each individual agent, every time it is doing a task, it is calling the model to do its task. So each individual model can also have very different amount of agentic capabilities as well. So like some low tier models will not be able to perform uh, basic agentic tasks as well. But the high tier models can be, stress tested. Uh, the longer models can be stressed to perform loop tasks or longer tasks for however we want. So each individual agent, whenever it performs a task, a model is called. As simple as that. You want me to repeat again? So basically, whenever you're thinking like this, so I'm writing an essay, right? When I'm typing, the work typing is, think of me, typing is an agent. So I'm using my hands to type, that's an agentic work. But to do that typing, to know what I am typing, what I have to type, I do require my brain, right? That brain is the model. So I think, I need to know that I need to type this line after this one. So that's me recalling my model again and again so that I can type in a correct. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
sir, what are agentic
Yes,
workflows?
sir.
So agentic workflows are nothing. So basically, it's normal workflow. Like I have a set of instructions. Like if I wake up, I have to first of all get a shower, get ready, and then drive back, drive and come to office, do my work. So, like example, these are 5 set of rules, that's 5 set of instructions that I have to follow daily for my day to complete. So, if I instruct an agent that you have to go to this particular website, search these particular terms, and convert these things in these particular instances into a really presentable form, and then give me in a concise way. That's a basic agentic workflow, and you can obviously uh, use your own creativity to create n number of agentic workflows for n number of use cases. And there are also many platforms like Anytime and Opal from Google, which can use to create those agentic workflows. But each agentic workflow, at the very core of it, every time an agent does a work, it calls the model. Basically, calling the model to do the work is an agentic work. That's it.
Sir, I have a doubt.
As simple as that.
Sir, in
So we
AI,
have
why
so
is
many
Python
agentic
mainly used?
AIs in the market now. For example, Claude, ChatGPT, and within that also we have different versions such as Sonnet, Opus, and all.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
how do we know for which specific task we have to use which model, and if we have to change the agentic AI itself? For example, if I'm trying to learn about something, is it best
Mhm.
that I use Google Gemini and then ask it to do like teach me the mode teach me, or do I use ChatGPT, or do I use Claude or something like that?
Use Google Gemini guided learning or ChatGPT study and learn mode.
Each
Just
so
use Notebook.
your colleague only gave a very good answer. Each individual model, uh, obviously, you have to try it on your own to get an understanding which model does better
Sir,
thing.
we have to do
But
test and trial.
yeah, it's your own understanding, and also the prompt that you write is really really important, because I feel a really good prompt can give you a really good output. if the prompt is not structured and the context you're providing and your, your explanation is not accurate, the output can be really, really bad. Sometimes you become lazy, you do not explain. But if you actually try and focus on writing a really good prompt, any AI will be, able to give you a very, very good result. And specifically, you can, like, if you have a lot of sources, you can try this particular tool called Notebook and LM from Google as well. That's a really good tool as well. If you're, just preparing for examinations or something like that, just give it the PDFs. It will give you flashcards, and you can ask questions from it directly uh, without
Sir,
thinking
it can
like
also make quizzes.
sometime. Yeah, it can make quizzes as well. So
Sir, is
lot
computer
of
vision and AI ML are related?
so computer vision is a part of AI learning, right? There's not different things. Like vision is basically
What role does
seeing and
Sir,
getting an
how can we
understanding.
verify that the information generated by AI is accurate or not?
Can you repeat?
Sir, how can we verify that the information generated by AI is accurate or not?
So for that, you have to do the manual verification. There is no other option. So one thing is you can give this particular question to four multiple AI agents and four multiple LLMs, and you check which is giving its answer. But generally speaking, if you give a same question or a same prompt to the same LLM on two different instances, they'll give two different outputs. The
Sir,
chances
I
of
agree
two
with this
outputs,
point.
yeah.
During my board examinations, I asked ChatGPT to tell me which sample paper book is best. In first verdict, it said to buy Oswald, but I didn't find it
Mhm.
that good. Next time I asked it that it was not good, then it said PW.
So also there is a behavior of these LLMs, which basically, for example, if you think that the output that the LLM has given to you is not up to your expectations and you give your input to it, so it will adhere to it. Like for example, it will say that yes, you are correct, because by default it has been trained like that. Yes, they can be incorrect on multiple occasions. Okay, so they are not necessarily accurate all the time, but if you guide them, then they'll easily say that yeah, you are saying the right thing, I might be wrong. Simple as that.
Sir,
But each
sir, in AI,
prompt.
why is Python mainly used?
Mhm.
Sir, I
Sir,
had
in
a
AI,
doubt.
why is Python mainly used?
So has anyone
Sir,
of you
I have
tried
answer
Python?
for this question.
Okay, okay, go ahead, go
Sir,
ahead.
Python has inbuilt libraries which make coding very efficient, and it has certain libraries which help to make these uh, AI
It
algorithms
makes
like
coding
very.
Like
easier.
sir, like transformers. ChatGPT is built on transformers.
We'll get on to that as well.
Sir,
You're really
sir, I
moving
had a
really,
doubt.
really ahead. Actually, the problem is you all know a lot of things, okay? But just don't know which comes after which. Transformers are really afterwards thing, and it's a really technical thing. You have to understand machine learning before it, neural network
Sir,
before it, just to understand how the transformer works.
Sir, I had a
Right?
doubt. I had a doubt in which. One second.
sir, could I go with my first? I know what I want to ask.
Okay, so I'll just a sec. So whoever wants to say, just raise their
Sir,
hands and I'll pick one by one. Good.
sir,
Can see.
Sir, I had a doubt. Like, if you know, like in Google, they have started to roll out Google Overview. Whenever like you Google search, you have an option to get a Google like the search engine will automatically
The search engine is
convert
being
to
yeah,
AI.
Google is rolling out
So,
a feature
sir, like it
where
is
the
taking the data of internet, like that what is being searched, and it's showing the like overview of the whole page that is being searched. So why don't the
so
AI other AI use it?
whoever wants to leave can leave. I'll just interact for a few more
sir,
minutes, then I'll end the session. But I'll
Sir, I
complete
had a
whatever the
doubt.
queries. First of all, some
sir,
who was asking that overview question, I'll complete
Sir,
that. Then
I
I'll
am
come to that.
awake.
Structured data, that's why.
Sir, I was asking that why doesn't the other AI use that kind of method? Like they first of
So we
all they are
can
trained on that
easily,
data and then they are released in the public, right? But over
yeah,
here the data is being already present and then AI is just taking it and making it over here.
it's not that easy. It's not that easy. Internet is really, really large. You have no clue how large the internet really is. And
Large research.
it requires a lot of compute and a lot of understanding of the data. So currently, Google is rolling out a feature where uh, instead of showing the top 10 links, it directly shows an AI generated output. It may or may
Sir,
not be right, but
Excuse
let's see
me,
what
sir.
happens.
sir, I
Okay.
have
Okay, I'll
Uh,
take
explanation for
two,
the
three
doubt.
more
So,
questions.
like earlier, you said that
Thank you,
whenever
sir.
we give AI a negative feedback on what the output they've given, they change their response, right, on the second time. So,
Mhm.
in that sense, does the AI prioritize something that we want to hear? Because sometimes we phrase the question like that we want to hear this. So,
Yes,
does it
yes,
prioritize
yes.
what you want to hear or prioritizes
AI,
what is correct?
AI changes the output as the user wants to hear it. Sometimes the user wants to hear specific output only, and it may suggest another output as well. But if the user wants to get a specific output, it's,
So, it will prefer
Sir,
it even if it's
according
wrong.
sir,
yeah,
according to
Sir,
my observation, ChatGPT does change the output, but Claude insists that its output was the best, and why your output is also good, but its output is the best.
okay. So
sir,
this is my observation, my personal use case, my personal
Yes.
interaction with ChatGPT and Claude. I feel Claude is a bit more deterministic. Like each individual AI model has a personality, in my opinion. Like for example, if you ask a
Sir, Claude is
very,
more
very,
advanced than
very,
ChatGPT and Gemini.
it's not, but actually they just wanted to make the model really good at coding, and uh, the repercussion of that is Claude became really, really advanced and it
sir,
thinks and
So,
in a
so,
really deterministic way.
Sir,
Server
like,
Cloud
I
sir,
so,
Mythos
but
like
was
when
Claude
I
built
tell
for
owns,
general purpose.
ChatGPT,
sir, Claude owns Mythos, which is the most powerful model in the world.
Anthropic
So
owns
Claude owns my thoughts and
Mythos. Anthropic
okay, so
is
okay,
the
okay,
parent company of Claude.
just calm. No,
Sir,
okay.
can
So
I?
my thoughts preview is just a preview model, and I know it's really really powerful, but
Yes, sir,
it's
but like,
and
they are not going to open it to the public so easily.
because you just read two articles about my first preview, and you think my first preview is really
It
really powerful.
hacked Google
Can
security system in a private
it
sandbox
did
environment, and
it did and it
Agent,
also flawed
sir,
out a major vulnerability in Apple's M5 systems. But the problem is these all things are really, really related to marketing as well. So at the very core of it, these all are AI companies. They're just trying to justify their uh, investors' money and just burn through their investments so that they can make some profit. So they want their marketing to be at those levels that oh, my thoughts model is so powerful. It created such vulnerabilities and it can be really uh, malicious if it's given to open public. So that can be a marketing gimmick as well. But I know Anthropic as a company and Claude as a model is really, really good. And we'll continue over this. And for the next session, I'll actually
sir,
go in more depth about.
Sir, how
Sir,
do
Mythos,
AI
sir.
calculate the probability of the next?
so just a last question.
Sir,
Okay,
my
last
last
question.
question. I have not asked a
So
question in the
when,
end.
so even when I prompt ChatGPT,
Hi, I'm so sorry. The time is up. So
No
we'll
worries, no
address
worries.
more questions in the next session.
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll take your leave. Thank you so much for coming today. And thank you so much, Ansh, for coming and taking this
No
session.
worries. Thank you. It was really nice. I'm looking forward to the next sessions. So that you can take it up from there as well.
Same here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.